Today we're going to cover reading number 4, and this actually isn't reading, this is a recap. And so we're going to go over all the questions that we've learned about through the Reliability of Scripture series. So today we get to review and reinforce 14 questions that go right to the heart of the believability of the reliability of Scripture. This recap is critical in the testing methodology, where you get to reinforce what I consider the most important knowledge of our faith. That is the reliability of Scripture and the truth of the words it contains. If Scripture is reliable, then everything else we do has a foundation in truth. Welcome to Tested as Trained, where our goal is to present the Scripture and evidence for Christianity in a way that destroys arguments and pretensions of every kind that set itself up against the knowledge of God in order to keep our kids in the faith. The purpose of this video is to guide your preparation for this lesson. You will have the correct answers to the questions, learn the key ideas, and gain some ideas for engaging your students in the discussion. This will be the only sheet you hand out during this lesson. Have the kids do the pretest before going down the answers one by one. Though they may not understand everything in the Bible, it is a book given to us by an all-knowing God who knows the future. It was written by men witnessing the events who left their comfortable lives and ultimately paid with their lives instead of going back on their word. We know that no one would die for something that they knew was a lie. Finally, we can track the book through history from the time of the authors until today, and it is at least 99% word for word what was written then. Trust this book from God. It was written for each of us. As we go down through the questions, simply read through. The kids, I find, a lot of times will scratch on items in the pre-test, and they'll scratch through it when they realize it's wrong when they're doing the post-test. Truth is, that's okay. They are hearing this information, they're learning it, they're getting it repeated, and they are packing it away in their mind, and their belief in the reliability of Scripture is being strengthened. Go through each of the questions, identify some of the key areas you want to focus in on, perhaps have another example or practical exercise that you can do. What questions did the kids have challenges on? Focus in on that. Focus in when you identify a place of disbelief from the kids or a part that they don't understand. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity to jump in and solve those problems, because by solving those problems, by answering those questions, we are defending them and protecting them from the world, and that's how they're going to have an impact for Christ. I strongly suggest that you begin the resurrection of Christ for your next series. Christ's resurrection is the centerpiece of the Christian religion, and if it is not believed by faith, then our faith is worthless, as Paul says. The Resurrection series will not only reinforce the lessons from Reliability of Scripture series, but it will provide the answer for an astonishing question. Can the resurrection of Jesus be proved beyond a reasonable doubt? Whereas the Reliability of Scripture is the best place to start, my favorite series is the Resurrection of Jesus. Remember to respect your kids' intellect, test their knowledge of Scripture and the evidence that supports the claims of Scripture, and you are training them to impact the world for Christ. I speak and train extensively on the topic of properly training our youth, and I'm happy to consider engaging with your organization too. Please send an email to me at q@bracebarber.com if you have any requests, questions, comments, critiques, or ideas. Have a blessed day.